ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ranting with Roman. It's the pot of awesomeness, the pot of rock and roll. Ranting with Roman today is none other than Damian Van Demon. Damian, what's up, dude?
Hey, man, what's up? Everyone watching, I'm excited to be here, and it's going to be a fun time. Everyone get to know us a little better and see us kind of, behind the cameras.
All right, let's start from the beginning then. How about when we met, sophomore year of high school?
Yeah. Sophomore year, we had 2 classes together. Didn't really say 2 words to each other except for maybe the last day of school in 2018. And
2017, 2018, yeah.
Yeah, we kind of spent a whole summer really not talking to each other. I mean, we didn't really know each other besides that one day of school. And the new year comes around, and I'm heading into the lunchroom, and I have no one to sit with, and I just looked around the room. You know how it is. You know who's like the groups are pairing off. I had no one of my own friends from previous years that were in my lunchroom, so I was kind of by myself, and I knew, I guess I should try to make some new friends. I'm a junior now. And then I saw Maximus sitting at a lunch table with one other person at the time. And I felt bad because I'm like, these guys are sitting with 2 people. That's not going to be fun. And then I was just like, let me just, you know what I mean? Screw it. Let's make some new friends. And I sat down, and the rest was history.
Right, it was kind of like the land of misfit toys. It's like nobody wanted to sit with us.
Dude, that was the most embarrassing thing ever. And it's like, we were friends with a lot of people in that, like, as the year went on, like, we became friends with a lot of people in that room. But Jesus Christ. And, we felt bad for some kids that came into the lunchroom, like, days later. We felt bad because you could tell they're, like, nerdier kids, and they were going to they were sitting by themselves at other tables. And you know what? It's just one of those things where we're trying to be the bigger person. And we're like, let's have these people sit here, man. So it grew, but man, it was awkward when it was just 3 people.
Right, that's where I was going with it. Is like other kids that had nowhere to sit, we would each go up to them and be like, "Hey, man, like don't sit alone. Come sit with us." And now these kids, they would sit with us, but yet they would not even talk to us.
They would just sit there. And it seemed like they had no problem. I mean, it seemed like one of the kids, he didn't have a problem, which kind of made me like feel a little more sad. He kind of had no problem sitting by himself, and I'm just kind of feeling like, come on, dude, like you don't want to sit by yourself. Like, come sit over. Like, you don't have to feel like weird about it. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about Robot?
No, the heavier kid. This kid named Anthony.
No, don't name names. Don't name names.
Well, I'm not gonna say that. There's friggin' tons of Anthony's in South Jersey, but I just kind of feel bad, and I felt even more bad because he was fine, and I was just like, come on, dude, just sit down, grab your stuff, and sit down. And the guy did homework every day, so it's not like he socialized.
Yeah, seriously. But then me and Damian, we really hit it off when we both found out that we were both big Halloween fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were. I mean, I don't even know how that started. How did that start? We were just sitting down.
We were probably each hyped for Halloween coming because the new one was about to come out.
Yeah, I just, man, I wish I could remember how it actually came about. Like, if we were just talking about, because I remember we started trying to watch Halloween's at lunch. I remember we found a link to the first. We were able to watch a little bit of the first movie.
Right, we were like getting these illegal links to these Halloween movies so we could watch it during our lunch period instead of doing our homework.
Yeah, and then we started just watching like podcasts and review channels about the new movie was coming out like a month later in October of 2018. So we were kind of just getting to know each other from the start. I mean, like I said, we had 2 other classes with each other too, that's weird too now that I think about, because I just realized I didn't think about this. We had 2 classes prior to lunch, and that first day, we still didn't say a word to each other in those 2 classes, or we didn't even like stand near each other. And then it's just weird to me how that works out. And then later in the day, we're kind of like we just met each other. It's weird.
I don't know. And that's a weird high school thing.
I mean, we were even in, was it kindergarten or first grade? First grade together?
Kindergarten.
Was it kindergarten? Yeah, so we were actually friends and 10 years ago, and we never even realized until we started talking to each other more. And then, reminiscing about the past. And then next thing you know, we found out that we were at the same birthday parties and in the same kindergarten class.
Right, so we bonded over our love of Halloween and Michael Myers and slasher films.
Mm-hmm.
And then I invited you over to my Halloween party because I knew we both liked Halloween. So I was like, well, it's the perfect time to start to get to know the kid, and he can come over to my
Yeah.
house. And I
Yeah.
was like, yo, come to the Halloween party.
Yeah, it was weird in a certain way, and it was also kind of funny how that started everything because I had to work. I remember I had to work that night, um, and I got done. I was supposed to leave at 10:30, and I told my manager, "Hey, can I just leave at 10?" Because we close at 10, but 10, at the time now we don't do 10:30 anymore. But at the time, you would stay, get whatever you know menial tasks you had to finish done, and Max literally lives on the way home. I would pass the street to his neighborhood going home from work, and I still work at the same place. And so he agreed to let me go, and I was bummed out because I was like, man, I'm showing up like what 6 hours late. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't go when everyone's showing up at 3:30 or 4. And yeah, so I'm gonna show up, and all these people. It's a group of like 10, 12 people. And at the time, I was really friends with just one person, and it was Maximus's girlfriend, not at the time, but me and her had been friends for like 2 years already, and that was pretty much it. And the rest was, um, some other girl I had known from when we were younger. Like we would be in like church CCD class together back when we were like in elementary school. Um, Other than that, no one else. I knew one other girl from freshman year, but that's about it. We were in the same class in junior year, so it was kind of weird being. She's my girlfriend now, but it was kind of weird at the time being in class with her and kind of trying to be normal. Like I'm sneaking my way into this girl's friend group. So it was odd. Like it was odd. Like yeah, I'll see you at Max's tonight, and I was like I was new, so it felt weird.
You
You
know,
know what I mean?
see a reoccurring theme here, guys. Damian knows a lot of girls. He's kind of a ladies' man. So that Halloween night, Damian, that's the night that I was like, you know what, this guy seems cool enough. I'm just gonna let him know. So I let him know that I was a backyard wrestler on the channel EBW. That was the
Yeah,
night I told you.
yeah, and you actually told me one time prior that you said this is the night I tell him what's going on with everything because you thought you knew we had each other's trust because I let you borrow my Halloween box set, my Blu-ray box set that I just bought in the summertime, and I brought it to school. I said, "Hey, take it home, watch all the movies, take your time with it, give it back when you're done."
That's such like a movie thing. Like that doesn't that just sound like a movie? Like, oh, we gained trust because he let me borrow such and such thing or whatever.
Yes, dumb, something stupid. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
couple
So
like
that
10
night,
movies.
I showed you a highlight video from one of my matches, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! I used
Mm-hmm.
to play WWE 2K, whatever."
Yep.
And I was like, "No way, you actually like wrestling?" And you're like, "I haven't watched it in a while, but when I was
Yeah.
little, I used to really like it," which was
Yeah. Like
majority of
2012 was like my prime year of watching wrestling. I would watch like every
right,
every Friday night SmackDown.
and that was majority of the EBW roster. Like, yeah, I used to like it as a kid, so I was like, "Well, hey, if you ever want to give this a shot, like I will train you and we can get going. This would be real cool to
Yeah.
have another person on the roster." And
Mm-hmm.
you were like, "Yeah, man, yeah." But then you were serious, which I didn't
Yeah.
expect.
It was. I mean, it was kind of one of those feelings where it's like I might as well do it because at the time I didn't think it was gonna be a whole group fiasco thing. I thought, hey, I'm gonna hang out at this kid's house. He's gonna have his friends over. Okay. So then I decided to join. We
Right, and
he
you
start.
debuted against me.
That's right, I did. I mean, we started going through some basic moves, and then this is past Halloween now, so now the girls are coming over every now and then to hang out, and we would be there practicing, and yeah, we did some little stuff at the time, and once we realized I was ready, like maybe I don't know, like a week or so later, we just did a quick squash match, nothing crazy, just to get my name out there, and then we just kind of built baby steps from there on.
Right, and the girls would be over, and instead of talking to girls, we would go into the other room and we would be training and we would be
Yeah.
practicing our bumps.
Yeah, and all the girls would be looking like, oh, he's in it now, and it's kind of funny because they were there for the whole trip, and now they're seeing a new person get sucked in.
It's almost like I'm a vortex and you get sucked in, and then he's in EBW now.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
and it
well.
was funny because like I said, I remember that night I came over, and like I said, I came like 6 hours late, and I wasn't late, but I had to work, so I go down there, and I'm just hi everyone, hey, and then I just like sit down in one of his chairs in the basement, and I just like am frozen because I'm like, it's the first time even the girl that I was friends with for a few years, Max's girlfriend now, even her, like I felt weird a little bit because I was like, I've always been good friends with this girl, but like I've never really hung out with her outside of school besides like her Sweet 16 years ago, you know what I mean? So it definitely took me a while to get warmed up. And Max even told me, like, you'll get used to this group. This happens a lot, this, that, and the other thing. And next thing you know, all this time passes, and now I'm the one saying with Max whenever someone else comes in, oh, this is what it's like. You'll get used to it, But new people don't last that much around here. I was kind of the cutoff. I was the last good one.
Right. So let's bring it back to wrestling. And so you debuted squash, then you wound up being the masked man in Silence or Death Chapter 2.
Yeah, we were I remember we were talking in lunch with me and Max about this because I'm a production student, and I do a lot of filming and editing and all that. So Max was like, "Hey, I'm shooting a movie," and I'm thinking like, "Hell yeah, he's shooting a movie. That sounds awesome. I want to be a part of this. I can do something outside of school." And this was kind of like my first production outside of school, which was pretty interesting to start. And then
Right.
what?
And
I came over that one day, and you took me to the woods, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" Like, they have their own outdoor sets.
So yeah, it was interesting because I wanted Damian to film because I know he's good with the camera. He literally takes a class for it, as opposed to me, who's all self-taught, taught himself everything from YouTube tutorials to just messing around with the camera. So we take him to the woods. We were actually plotting to kill him, but we realized he was cool and we kept him around. And no, but he was just supposed to be cameraman, just supposed to be cameraman. But then I don't know how, but I found out you were good at acting.
Yeah,
And
I may have been just like, yeah, what the hell? Let me get a part in this. I'm a
right,
production student, and he kind of trusted.
and I knew that you were familiar with Halloween, as that's how we became friends.
Yeah,
And that's what this basically is. So Jay was the original masked man because he was jealous of Maximus Roman turning his ways on the silenced one. And so he reveals he takes off his mask.
right.
And then in part 2 of chapter 2, it's revealed that there's another masked man in the same exact mask. So all along, it was two guys in this mask following around Maximus Roman, stalking him until they finally captured him.
Yeah.
And so you were doing some great work, by the way, with the head nods and the tilting.
Yeah.
And
It felt like
and,
nothing to
and
me, but everyone
subtleness.
said like, "Wow, you did a great job." So that was a good start.
It was awesome. Good, subtle head movements. It was exactly what I was looking for. So then, for those of you who've seen the film, you realize at the ending, Maximus Roman gets buried alive, and
Yeah,
the
that was
masked
fun.
man's not revealed. Right. Yeah, because they were actually... Yeah, let's tell them about that.
Yeah.
Remember,
we were.
you were actually shoveling dirt.
Yeah, it was like the first time me and Jay like had fun together. We were just like literally dumping dirt and piles of dirt on top of Max, and like he's like, "Guys, stop!" And I eventually stopped, but I was like kind of egging on Jay. I'm always trying to like procrastinate people, so I was like, "Come on, do more." I started recording on my phone, and like the guy's got like he's literally got his mouth open, like stop, and like dirt's flying in his mouth. And after a while, I was like, "All right, that's enough." But he like wasn't stopping.
Dude, that dirt, it was what, December or
It was
the end of
freezing,
November?
and it was right,
It
and it
was
was
freezing.
rainy. So it was like
this
muddy.
dirt
Yeah.
was getting piled. Imagine this: you're what, 5 feet into the ground,
Yeah.
and you're covered from the toes up into your chest in this dirt. Not only that, but each shovel there's little rocks, and each rock is hitting me,
Yeah.
and I'm taking it like a champ. And they had to bury half of my body. They had to like bury me up until my neck, because then we had to film that last shot where my fist punches through the dirt, and it's like what is it? Return of the Living Dead, where
Yeah.
the hand like claws up from the grave. So they were burying me like for real. Like that was no
Yeah,
CGI,
we weren't even like
special effect.
done, and he's just taking all this dirt in the face, and then he's already completely dirty, and we're not even like halfway done the shooting yet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So from the movie, we then took it to a few weeks down the road on Friday Night Fury, and we finally revealed that you were the Masked Man. How did you feel about your position on the card? Did you like being the Masked Man? Did you
It
like
was
that role?
yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was my first. I didn't expect anything crazy. It was my first time being in the film, and it was cool because I realized like I mean, at this time we didn't even have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube yet, but it was cool because I was realizing that it wasn't just some kind of like, oh, let's post videos and put them on YouTube, it'll be cool. There's people that actually cared, and I think what got me really into it was seeing how people were following up week after week and video after video, and they're like, "Oh, what? I bet this is gonna happen," and people are starting to make their predictions and throw their ideas out there, and I'm like, man, people are actually following this as if it were a TV series or a movie. So I think that was cool because once they saw it was me that didn't have my mask, they were all, "What? This guy? Oh, I can't believe it! This is crazy! Like, what a brilliant idea that they had." So it
Right.
was cool to be like the center of attention of something shocking and revealing like that.
Right. So you finally found out that EBW is a big thing, like, because I know, taking it back to a couple minutes ago when we were talking about like how you just found out about EBW and you're like, well, I might as well join because he keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah, you didn't take it seriously. You
No.
just thought, yeah, hey, we're just
No,
fucking
I'm
around
thinking.
uploading videos on
Yeah,
YouTube.
I'm thinking, dude. Anyone could. I mean, don't get me wrong. The stuff Max was showing me was like, I've never seen this before. I'm like, wow. And typical reactions like, holy shit, you're not. How does that not hurt? Like, you're literally throwing yourself across, and or like, how are you okay after doing that? So that was crazy to take in. But then still, I'm thinking like, that's cool and all, but like I get it. You're just posting on YouTube. That's it. So then once I saw, like I said, I'm reading the comments and then as I stayed with the channel for, days and weeks and months later, I'm starting to notice even to this day, like sometimes it's the same people and they almost have like a signature comment. Like some people will always leave their like 3 stanzas long ideas or the conspiracy theories of what's going to happen next, or if this happens does that mean. So people will leave similar comments after every video, and it's cool because you'll start to learn who these people are through their ideas and their thoughts. And like I said,
Yeah, it's pretty
like I
cool.
said, it's crazy because they'll have like a stanza's worth of ideas or whatever just about one specific character, and then they'll just go on week by week by week, and then people will build off of those comments, and it just keeps going, chain reaction.
Right, and that's the community of EBW. That's what we love to hear from the fans.
Yeah, and I think,
and that brings me to my next topic,
yeah,
Damian. Because of these comments, they brought you to stardom. This revelation that you were the Masked Man brought us to the Blood, Sweat, and Tears match, where you were finally kicked out of the Silenced era, and you finally were the biggest babyface in EBW.
yeah,
Tell
that
us,
was cool.
how did you feel? How did you feel about being the #1 babyface on EBW, where every comment was, "We love Damian, we love this, that, and
that
the
was
other."
awesome. I remember going back to like the beginning of the 2010s when I was watching WWE a lot. I was about to say EBW. I was watching a lot of WWE with my nonu, and nonu Italian for grandfather, but he's telling me The Big Show would come out, or like Kane or whatever, he would always say like, look, he's a good guy, or he's a bad guy, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm like, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? He would always tell me. And then I was starting to do this EBW thing, and I'm like, Max, is that true? Like, I always thought he would just say that to me as like, oh, he looks mean, or like he has an attitude, so he's a bad guy. It's like, I was a younger kid, so I always thought he was just saying that to make it interesting for me. And then Max was just like, no, that's really what it's called, heel and babyface. And so I was like, oh, cool, I want to be a good guy then, like a really likable person. So then, like you said, I became a really big babyface. People were talking about me a lot on the comments, and I just started, so it was cool. But then, there were people that were mad at me, like, oh, I just came here, and why is he so big when this guy's been trying for so long? But it was cool to be babyface, and then eventually start to turn heel a little bit. Sneak some thoughts out there that, oh, is this going to be the turn of him? And then progressively get worse and worse. And it's cool how people react to your character changing.
Right. So on this babyface run you had, it was really awesome to see. Like, especially me, who's been doing it since 2014. I never saw a reaction like that until Mania. Now, I don't think Mania has reached the levels that you did, because once we released that No Easy Way Out
that was
promo,
awesome.
it was balls to the wall, Damian Van Diemen all the way.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I think Adam could definitely, he can definitely get there, because there's a lot of people that are that are Adam fans right now. I'm surprised not more people are buying his merchandise. And no, I'm not trying to sell out EBW right now and get you guys. I'm being honest, because there's a lot of people that are big Adam fans. But I think that video, I mean, that was one of the coolest things. We were, again, bringing it back to lunch. We're just talking about more movies we like. And we're talking about Rocky, because we both love Rocky. And in Rocky 4, I almost forgot. No, Rocky 3. Hold on, Rocky 3?
No, it's 4.
4. Yeah. Holy
4.
shit, it's been a while. Yeah, Rocky 4, that's right, it is Rocky 4, because yep. I was like, oh, dude. And again, remember, we're getting to know each other more and more. It's our first year being friends, so we're talking about what music we like, and we like the same music. So I'm like, dude, how about in Rocky 4, that song No Easy Way Out? I love that song, and I wait for him to be like, oh, that's so gimmicky, that's so like 80s and typical like montage song. And he was just all for it, man. Like, I love that song. And I forget whose idea it was, but I think we were both kind of just like, we need to make a video about that. And then Max,
dude, yeah, it was a collaborative effort. We're like, why don't we just remake it with you? Like,
yeah.
We have the car with the lights that pop up, yeah. And then we were like, why can't we do it? We could do anything we want.
Yeah.
And right when that was uploaded, man, you were over the top.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it, and Max is always trying to spit out a new idea, like, oh, we can do this and that. So yeah, we're talking about it in lunch, and we started talking about it, like, I mean, literally months before we did it. And it was one of those things where it's like, you're really into it, but you're really like annoyed, because you're like, is it gonna actually happen, or we just all talk now, and then next thing you know, months pass by, dude, and then we just never do it, But
yep. Well, yeah, let's tell them the story of how we made it. We didn't think that promo was going to be made, because we were approaching Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and I was trying to do a promo for Jay, his point of view, which was another amazing video. Everybody go check it out. It's called the Wherever I May Roam promo for Jay Creed, Blood, Sweat, and Tears 4, where it shows his whole dark past. Yeah. But then on the flip side, we have the lighthearted No Easy Way Out part of it, which was the Damian Van Diemen viewpoint.
If I can just add something real quick, man. I think another thing that was really cool. So these videos were uploaded back to back. Jay's was first and mine was second. And it's so cool because you have two complete, similar videos to get the point across. But I mean, you have two completely different feelings and emotions. Like, you have Jay's video that's like, there's a lot of black and white, and the song is just like super sad, and it's raining out, you know what I mean? And it's just super dim, and it just makes you feel like, ugh, you know what I mean? And then my video comes out, No Easy Way Out, and it's just like, bam, like, it's super upbeat, and it's sad in a way, being that it's so passionate. Like it's like I want to be the best that I can kind of feeling. So there is anger in the video, but it's all out of positive energy. Like I'm doing really bad right now. I need to go kick some ass. So like you let out that anger with the hope of getting positive energy out of it.
Right. And man, not to toot my own horn, but I'd say that's some of my best work, like editing
And not to
wise.
mention we did pretty much all the filming in one day, in the afternoon and at
We did.
nighttime.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. For the No Easy Way Out promo, it was May 30th, right? Keep in mind, Blood, Sweat, and Tears 4 is May 31st, just like it is
Yep.
this year. So I'm at work. I work at the mall, at Annie Ann's Pretzel Shop, for everybody who doesn't know. So I'm at work, and I'm like, well, that's a shame, man. I really wanted to do that because the original day we were supposed to film it, he wasn't available because I think he had work. So I'm bummed out because I was like, oh, we were 2 back-to-back promos for this awesome match for the Extreme title, and it's not going to happen. Then Damian's like, hey, I'll get you from work because this was before I could drive. And he's like, I'll get you from work, and we'll film it there, and we can film it, like, the whole night.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
right.
right.
And this was like, Max was kind of feeling how I normally react. Like, dude, it's a school night. Like, I just, at the time it was end of the school year, and I'm just like, we have school tomorrow. I'm tired. He gets done work at like, I don't know what, 9:30. What time did you get done? 9:30 or so.
I got done at 10
Okay,
o'clock.
so
that
10
night,
o'clock,
dude.
even worse. So I'm like, but then like that part snapped when I'm just like, it was May 30th, and I'm just like, dude, I don't care. I had an awesome year, an awesome junior year, an awesome 2019 in general. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You know what? I'm gonna hop in my Corvette. I'm gonna go pick him up from work. I'm not even gonna think that, because it was the end of the year. I'm like, we're almost done, summertime. So I just got super hype. I'm like, dude, I'll go pick you up. I'm dead serious. We're gonna finish this thing because we started filming we started filming parts of the daytime parts that same day as well. So we're kind of it was that night or forget about it. So I'm like, we have to do this, and we did it.
Yeah. So then you got me. We did it. Me and you were on FaceTime while I
Yeah,
edited it till like 1
and we were
o'clock in the
probably
morning. Posted it at
we were
2
probably
a.m.
filming the outdoor shots till like what 11:30, 11:45. I think I didn't get honestly. I think I didn't get home till like 12:15 that night.
Yeah, we were out all night on a school night filming this for EVW, and I don't regret it a single
Yeah,
bit.
and I remember I didn't see it until the next day, and before we went to our classes, I pull up, and Max, well, he wasn't driving, so I pulled up. As soon as I parked, got right out of my car, literally ran down the parking lot, got inside, found Max at our usual spot in the corner, and and I'm pretty sure his back was facing towards me, so I just ran up to him, pulled his bag. I was like, "Yo, let me see it. Get your phone out right now. I want to see it." And he was like, "You don't want to wait till lunch?" I'm like, "No, now. I want to see it right now, dude." And I watched it
Yep.
with headphones, and people are looking at me like walking by, like I'm a friggin', like I'm crazy. I'm like, "Yeah!" Like punching the locker. This is awesome, and I'm like so into it, and people have no idea that we just like put so much hard work into like literally 24 hours less than, and we got done something that we planned for months, and I think and I mean it paid off. Like the reaction on YouTube was ridiculous.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point. We planned that No Easy Way Out forever,
Yeah,
dude, and it just so correlated with our perfect year. Like me and you planned out our year. We said we're gonna go to let's
yeah,
take it back. In March, we said we were gonna go to Monday Night
yeah,
Raw, right? The same month, the
yeah,
same venue. We said we're gonna go
yeah.
see Kiss live,
It
and
was your
we
first
did that.
concert.
We did that. Yup, and then we said we're gonna make a No Easy Way Out tribute to Rocky for Damian for EBW. We went boom, boom, boom. We did everything we set out to
Yeah,
do that
and it's
year. It was
actually
awesome,
funny
dude.
because Jay was at that Wait, no, he was at Raw. He was at Raw. Jay went. Jay
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
Monday Night Raw. So I forgot about this. So Jay, at the time, Jay and Max lived in the same neighborhood. So I drove over. These guys can't drive, so I drove over in my gray Mustang that was in some videos with me and Jaheim. And yeah, we both got in my car, drove off to Philly. I'm driving around, we're cracking jokes, and I mean, he just wanted to see Raw. Me and Max bought tickets together, so we walk inside. Jay goes like all the way upstairs and near the balconies and all the way by himself. And then
the
literally the
nosebleeds.
nosebleeds. And then me and Max just like walk in, bam, there's a ticket, went right first level. And and I didn't think we picked him up when we left, right? I don't think we did. I think I was like,
Um,
screw it.
no, I think he went home
Yeah,
with
I was
somebody
like, screw
else.
it, I'm going. And the traffic was friggin' horrible. I remember that too.
Oh
Traffic was
yeah,
bad.
dude. That
Yeah,
and for Kiss,
yeah.
Kiss was terrible.
But yeah.
Yeah, so Kiss, we both are Kiss fans. Obviously, I come out to Kiss, but you come out to Motley Crue. You come out to Kickstart My
Yeah,
Heart,
it
right?
was for anyone that remembers, I mean, I had like this is my third theme song in 1 year. I had Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard was my first intro song when I came out to my debut. I think it may have lasted 2 or 3 matches.
That I think that was it, dude. You came
Just
out. That
really
was
just
it.
one.
One match because then you got kicked in the head by the Silence One. You got pinned, and then you became the Masked Man, and you came out to the Silence One theme song with
Yeah, that's right.
Jay. Then you got your
Yeah.
Kickstart My
Well,
Heart.
and then I actually had for Blood, Sweat, and Tears 4, I had um oh my god. It was Nirvana. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
No. For Great War, for Great War.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, Great War.
Yeah. Let's talk about Great War. That brings up a great fact. You went up against Tyler
And
Adams, dude. Who would have thought you weren't even a year into wrestling and you weren't even
yeah,
scheduled to face
everybody
him?
listening to the podcast, um, I realized I was gonna have a match 5 minutes before that match. Like literally, I went into Max's house. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fight it. It'll be fun. Um, no. When I went there, I had my mind made. But the month, Max was like, "You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then a week or two before, I'm like, "I don't want to do it anymore, man." I don't think it's because I was scared. It was just because I was like, "Man, it's." I don't even like know these guys. I don't want to get involved. I just started. I don't want to make a fool out of myself.
Right. Let's talk to these guys, Dame. So, got everybody listening. Let's talk about this. Ready? So, Damian Van Diemen got over big in May of 2019. He started having a lot of matches in that time span, right? That's when he started getting his niche and finding out his
Yeah.
moves. But the Damian Van Diemen you saw in September was really the Damian Van Diemen from that March who was yet to get over,
Yeah.
who was yet to find out all
Yeah.
these moves. So it was because we pre-recorded Great War 6 months in
Yeah.
advance,
That's
right?
why a lot of people,
So
I'm not sure if they caught or not. We didn't get that many comments, but I had my hair longer, and then we put out Great War and my hair short again, and I'm pretty sure I didn't go in any. I wasn't in any videos for a while because of that reason. I didn't want to. I really wanted to keep the storyline pure. But yeah, so there was a little like sneak peek of it was pre-recorded.
yeah, so I promised Tyler Adams, dude, this is Damian Van Diemen. I know you didn't meet him on the last trip, but he's like my next top guy. I'm gonna really put him over. And they're like, man, are you sure he hasn't really done anything on the channel as of March? He was just a dude wearing a mask with Jay Creed. He had no
Yeah,
good
yeah.
matches, you know. And I really was pulling for you, dude. Back there, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put him over. I have this promo planned out for him. It's gonna really put him
Yeah.
over the top. That was the No Easy
Oh,
Way Out promo that we
yeah.
just talked about,
Yeah,
dude.
it's cool how.
And they
Yeah.
were like, we trust you, Max. I'll put this guy over for you, and I'll do you a favor. And I was like, thank you so much. I know Damian was very sincere and thankful for it.
Yeah, and it's funny because at the time we're filming the Great War, I had no idea like all this was planned. Like I had no idea. I mean now still I get confused, but I sort of if I think about it, I can kind of figure out how things are going to work out, but I didn't know that when this goes up, it'll be September, and the fans would have seen everything that I've done from um, April on. You know what I mean? So I didn't really react in the video as like knowing how big I would have been. So it was cool.
Right. I was trying to get your head
So
around that.
when we watched it in September, I was like, holy shit, I never would have known. Like I should have did this, should have did that. But I mean that's how you better yourself, you know.
Right. So this is a great discussion so far, Damian. But as we start to wind down here, I'm gonna introduce you to the lightning round. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions. They're off the top of my head, and the answer is gonna be off the top of your head. I wrote no notes as it sort of has become tradition on this show. I just go on here with my friends, tell some great stories for the fans. So I'm going to try not to make myself look dumb, and I'm going to try and make you not look so dumb. So let's get right into this lightning round. All right. Here we go. Name me your top 3 hair metal bands. Go.
Hair metal. Def Leppard. Oh, man, you're really... Oh, my God, I don't know. Def Leppard, Motley Crue, and Dokken. Just say Dokken. I can't think of anyone else right now.
There you go. Yep, that made a cameo in Chapter 3,
didn't
it?
Yeah.
Anyway. Man, that's a whole other podcast. But let's say lightning round. I know you're a bass player. What's your favorite song to play?
Bass or any instrument?
Bass. Let's say bass.
Limelight by Rush. Which was is supposed to be the song that we used for Chapter 3 in my car.
Right. Here comes some more questions. So back when you used to watch wrestling, who was your favorite wrestler?
Man. It was a tie between Alberto Del Rio and Santino Marella because he was from the town that my family's from, Calabria. Yeah.
Calabria, in Italy. Yep. Okay, next question. I'm trying to get these off the top of my head. Favorite memory me and you have?
Junior prom.
Junior prom, right? Because me and Damian took his Corvette, right? We took
all
his
the girls
Corvette,
took a party bus, we drove together in style.
Right, we sped the Corvette past their party bus a few times just to be cool, and we blasted metal.
Yeah, we had a whole playlist out. That was a good time.
Favorite Halloween movie?
Halloween 2.
Okay, favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? Original, right? Okay, good call. Favorite match that you've ever been in?
You know what? I want to say the 4th of July bash. That was fun. That was really fun. It was hot, but it was fun.
Yeah, right, because that was your first multi-man match.
Time. Yeah, with all the that was my first time using all the weapons. I put the Reaper through a board. That was fun.
Right, the big demon driver through the table. All right, Damian, one more question here. What do you want to leave the fans with? What are some words of inspiration? Because I know you had some inspirational quotes back in your days of Blood, Sweat, and Tears 4 on that big run. So lay it on.
Forge your own path, man. Don't for everybody watching, our fans vary with age, but if you're trying to do something, who cares what people think? Go out and try it. If it works, it works. If not, who cares? Find something else to do, or just do something on the down low. You know what I mean? If you're really serious about something, just go for it. You never know until you try something.
All right, and that brings us to our conclusion. Damian, thank you for rocking and rolling.
Max,
That
was
awesome.
Man. That was a good time. Hopefully I can come back pretty soon. Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Yep, and now you're retired as a in-ring competitor as of the time that we're uploading this. So your in-ring days might be over because we know you got a bad back,
this
right?
is not bullshit. I have a little bit of back problems, and they're not super bad, obviously, but every now and then it hurts more than other days. So I'm just trying to preserve it, and my neck too. I'm just trying to preserve it because there were some times in matches where I'm like, oh my God, like did I really just hurt myself? So I may not be entirely done because I do get really pumped when I watch. Sometimes I'll watch matches, or if I'm calling a match, sometimes you get really pumped. So I don't think I'm retired for good, but I might make a special appearance every now and then, demon drive a couple people. Who knows?
Right, it should be awesome, man. I know we got a few things planned for you. I know what's going to happen on Blood, Sweat, and Tears with you. So, fans, stay tuned.
Around.
We have some Damian Van Diemen coming your way on the channel. And Maximus Roman's always coming your way. So, Damian, once again, I want to thank you. This was a great discussion.
Man. It was fun.
All right, you just heard Ranting with Roman. My guest was Damian Van Diemen. We just killed that podcast. Thank you.